Hello, everybody, and welcome to Changemakers, your show for new online business owners looking for inspiration and courage as they begin their entrepreneurial journey. On this show, we have solo episodes where yours truly, Valerie Fisher, will discuss neuro-linguistic programming, sales and marketing, and business tips. Majority of the show will have guests who will share stories of their own journey and whose products and services also hope to serve new online business owners like you, our listeners and viewers. I'm excited for this episode, so let's get the ball rolling. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. We are now in season 2 of Changemakers. And today we are going to talk to 3 lovely young ladies based here in the Philippines who have businesses that actually cater and service to new entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs who have been in the business for a while but needs to transition to the digital space. I can't wait to share them with you all. Changemakers is an online show and now a podcast that interviews new entrepreneurs all over the world. Before it was just in the Philippines, but now it's all over the world. And we want to share their stories. We want to share their journeys, and we want to hear their advice so that, other entrepreneurs who are listening or watching the show will also learn from them. Another idea or another type of interview that I have with my guests, I choose guests whose businesses, whose services, or whose products service and cater the target market. So that is actually what we have for today. These ladies, their businesses have services that will help you transition your business online. So it's different kinds. I have a virtual assistant, I have a Facebook ad specialist, and I have a funnel specialist. So wait for it. Hello, everybody. For today, as I mentioned, we have 3 young ladies who will be gracing our show. So we have Ria Cruz, we have Carino, and we have Jasteanne Benito. These are very, very young ladies. Okay, very young ladies, but they have accomplished a lot in their young lives. And they have actually, earlier than most of us did, realized the potential of entrepreneurship in changing our lives, and it actually changed their life. So I want to share their story with every one of you. Okay, hello everybody. Ayan, please unmute yourselves.
Hello po.
Hi. Okay, so my very first question that I want all of you to answer, and this is the question that I ask all of my guests. This is really the question where the show is based. What change did you want either in your life or in the world that inspired you to do your business? Let's start with you, Christine.
As time goes by, technology are rapidly advancing, right? And this is what inspires me to start my business. We should all choose to step out of our comfort zone and see the limitations from different perspectives. Tapos yung kasabihan pa na do something that scares you, yun. I totally agree with that because definitely changes come along the way.
So you did something that scared you. You wanted to do something that will scare you, and that inspired you to start your so for everybody's information, Christine has a business. It's called Virtual Solutions. So she's a virtual assistant. Okay. So maganda 'yon. Kasi bata ka pa lang, parang gusto mo na agad palakihin at palaguin kung ano yung mundo mo by doing something scary. Ikaw naman, Ria, what inspired you?
Actually, to be honest, nag-start lang talaga out of boredom. Kaya naggumawa ako ng sarili kong business. Kasi I was taking my master's that time and then biglang nag-sem break. So I was so unproductive. Parang I had a lot of time and I thought to myself, instead of spending money on, because I was just watching TV, surfing the net. So instead of doing those things, why don't I do something productive with my time that can make me earn money and more freedom in terms of sa time. So uh, good thing my friend introduced me to freelancing, and then from there it started uh, changing my perspective na in terms of sa career, sa finance, what freedom and success would mean. So, yun, that's how it started.
And Ria, for everybody's information, I don't actually know the technical term for it, but Ria helps me with my funnels. Is it called the funnel builder, Ria? Is that the title? Okay, so
Yes.
Ria is a funnel builder. And then lastly, Jasteanne. What changed? Jasteanne's life is very interesting because she shared it one time on her Facebook page. And I want her to also, share that. What was that thing that inspired her to start her business? Oh, pa-unmute lang ako. Ayan.
Ayan, I'm sorry po. So yeah, actually it started when I knew that my parents couldn't really support me with my schooling. So at the very young age, I started to think that if this is going to happen for like a long time, then might as well if I'm going to be just a teacher because I was schooling tapos teacher yung kinuha ko, then I wouldn't be able to support my family. So I decided that if I really want to do something that I love and at the same time it would help my family, I have to think out of the box like everybody else does, which is they go to school, they go to work, and then they go home. I think I wanted to create something out of like doing what I love, which is talking and um helping other people with marketing because I before I used to like yun yung ano ko doon ako mas okay. So yeah, I feel like yun.
It's very interesting, the combination. So Christine wanted to do something different, something, out of the box, something that scares her. Ria wanted more, something more out of her life. It's kind of that, right? It really started with, what will I do with my extra time? It cannot be that I'll just waste this, doing Netflix and that. And Justin did it out of necessity. So we have, you can actually see the different reasons why we become entrepreneurs. Some I think for me, for example, I had a calling. It was a calling for me. I start, something in 2015 or 2016, even when I was doing very well in my corporate job, something was calling me. So we have, different cases talaga ng pagiging entrepreneur. Gusto kong malaman, Christine, paano ka nagsimula? Ilang taon ka na ba?
26 po.
Ayan, 26. So how did you start in this business? Did you start freelancing like Ria, or did you immediately dive into, hindi, negosyo ko na to?
Di ba, Miss Val, when we were children, we would daydream all day, right? Alam ko, big dreamer ka. Si Miss Ria, ganun din. Si Justin, ganun din. Saka syempre ako, ganun din. So we were really skilled in dreaming and visualizing what we would be when we grow up. But as time goes by, di ba nagiging hidden siya kasi minsan na-feel natin na hindi natin kayang ma-achieve yung mga dreams natin. Pero in my case, that's how I started my journey. I created my own dream board and set goals. Once you know what it is important in your life and what your dreams looks like when in the long run, you just need to take actions and set along in the short and long-term goals. Of course, we should act on those goals that will enable us to achieve our dreams and change our life. Because, diba, the changes will come along the way if we will act based on our goals and yeah, on our dreams, on
Mm.
what
So talagang you had it in your mind na ito yung gusto kong gawin. So ininegosyo ko agad.
po.
Kapang! That's really brave of you, ha? Okay. So Justin, ikaw naman, what were your struggles nung nagsisimula ka? Kasi katulad ni Christine, di ba? Parang sa kanya kasi talagang she had it in her head na ito talaga yung gusto kong gawin. I really want, ito yung nai-imagine ko para sa sarili ko. I'm sure it doesn't come with, it did not come without struggles. Meron din mga pinagdaanan si Christine. Pero gusto kong malaman, interesado ako kasi sabi mo nga kanina, nagsimula ka na parang kailangan ko tong gawin para mag-survive. Kailangan ko tong gawin para mabuhay ako. Ano yung mga struggles na pinagdaanan mo nung nagsisimula ka?
Actually, it was parang siguro for me medyo sobrang struggle siya. Like I encountered na I am in a group of people where mostly sa kanila gusto lang nilang makatapos ng pag-aaral. Then meanwhile, ako yung iniisip ko na ay paano ko kaya after ng pag-aaral ko, paano ko pa kaya masusuportahan yung family ko if I don't have any job. So no time na yun, I was already parang same din kay Miss Christine that ayoko talaga ng ibang gagawin. I just really want to focus on that thing, which is I want to build my own business. And noong una, mahirap siya because the struggle was like, how do I start? I'm young, tapos I felt like no one will believe in me because who are in the right mind would would believe in like a 20-year-old kid to run their business. Like the struggle was like trying to find the right people to believe in you and at the same time giving you that break that could lead you to success.
That's correct. Kasi I think lahat naman tayo nung nagsisimula talaga, parang sa pag-hire yan, di ba? Number one, do you have experience? Kakagraduate ko nga lang po bakit niyo ako hahanapan ng experience? I'm 20 years old. Di ba? So medyo mahirap talaga yan. And that's true. We will need people who will give us a break and who will, yung tataya talaga, yung tataya sa inyo. Yun yung mga kailangan natin. I know most of my, so it's like this, no? I know that a lot of my followers, maybe 80-90% of my followers are actually in between 35 to 45 years old. Medyo matanda ang audience ko. But I purposely invited young people because I know that even when we're, at our age, we can still learn something from the younger ones, especially when it comes to entrepreneurship. Because my very first venture into entrepreneurship was with Pinas Sadya. And I remember clearly this one incident in 2018. I attended a creative bootcamp. And I was like maybe one of the oldest. 20 years old. Lahat kaya edad nyo. Di ba? Parang lahat kaya edad nyo. Parang late na yata ako. Parang late na yata ako. And in that moment, it was a 3-day creative bootcamp. I learned a lot from the younger ones. And, I know this for real. And yun yung gusto kong i-share doon sa ating mga manonood to my followers because I know that, may matututunan sila sa inyo. At the same time, kayo kasi yung mga tinatawag na digital natives. Dito kayo lumaki Parang siguro high school kayo, college, meron ng Facebook agad. Kami nagtatrabaho na kami nung nagkaroon ng Facebook. So talagang alam nyo itong arena na ito na kung saan sila naman ang bago, di ba? And speaking of struggles, so si Jasteanne sabi niya, she needed somebody who will give her a break. Isa sa mga pinakamalaking struggles na pinagdadaanan hanggang ngayon ng isang entrepreneur ay ang COVID. This pandemic is really, hurting a lot. Here, I live in BGC. Nung nag-umpisa, maraming mga nagsarang restaurant. So, akala ko, okay, tapos na kasi nag-open na yung mundo. Unti-unti pa rin may mga nagsasara. Nakakakilabot siya tingnan kasi parang, oh my gosh, I want to save this restaurant. And then maya-maya sarado na siya. So, hindi pa tapos. Kaya hindi pa tapos ang ating kalbaryo. So I want to know, Ria, if this pandemic, how has this pandemic affected your business? Did it affect it negatively or did it affect it positively?
Um, for me po, Miss Ral, since yung business ko naman is concentrated on female coaches and course creators, so it affected, the pandemic affected my business in a positive way. Kasi since a lot of the businesses were transitioning from having physical stores to online stores or online websites, then nagkaroon ng mas mataas na demand dun sa service na ino-offer ko, which is both funnel building and web designing. So
Okay.
in a way, it's good for me, but it it breaks my heart to see na uh, parang the COVID had to happen for them to consider going online, or parang nagkaroon pa ng time na wala talaga silang income, and then they decided to just shift to online since that's where majority of the people hang out naman.
Mm-mm. Sige, so itutuloy na natin, Ria. Tell us about your business. Ano ba yung specifically the services that you offer? As I said, Change Makers is really for new entrepreneurs, and a lot of them are looking for services that that they know can help their business. Sometimes they don't even know it. They immediately, kasi minsan pagka entrepreneur, iniisip lang nila agad Facebook o website lang. Ang dami-dami pang pwede nilang gawin. There's so much. There's there's podcasts, there's blogging, there's YouTube, there's publicity, marami pang mga iba. So tell us specifically about what you offer.
Okay po. So I call myself a funnel builder and designer. So I build and design funnels that match the brand of female coaches and course creators. And aside from that po, I am also into web designing and graphic designing. So in layman's term po, it's mainly just uh, transitioning or transforming their process into an online or a digital process. So, same lang po pag namimili tayo sa mall, titingin tayo ng damit, tapos bilhin natin yung funnel building. It's a series of steps that a customer takes para magkaroon siya ng sale or para makapag-purchase siya ng product or makapag-subscribe siya dun sa email list.
For the information of those that, because here in the Philippines, admittedly, the funnel concept is new. It's a baby industry. It's it's very, very new. And even I had I knew about funnels for a while now, but I didn't really understand until I met Ria. Because I needed somebody to really explain to me the concept of this. And for everybody's information, a funnel is like a customer journey, like what Ria said. So first is they will know you, how will they like you, and then finally the last step, or in the process, is trust, which makes them buy from you. So how do you do that? As it's like a ladder. It's like a ladder, because in our heads right now, what we are more familiar with, at least in the people that I know, my network, is websites. And websites in the form of e-commerce when you're selling something. E-commerce is direct purchase. But before that, there are steps that happen, and that's where the funnel comes in. So just so the other people who are watching and who don't know what funnels are, that's what funnels are. Ria, if there's one thing about your business or about your services that you want to share with others, like why do they need a funnel?
So a lot of businesses don't really notice this, or a lot of entrepreneurs don't really notice. But whenever they do their process of selling, they're already guiding the person into a funnel. Hindi lang kasi siya, parang when you hear funnel kasi ang unang pumapasok sa isip mo is it's a platform, it's a series of pages, ganun. Pero for me kasi, there is an automated funnel which is a series of pages, and then there's the manual funnel wherein the person itself would guide their customer into purchasing. So every businesses needs a funnel kasi that would guide their customer from or their prospect from knowing them up until the customers being repeated buyers. So that's actually parang part ng lifeblood ng business kasi 'di ba without sales naman the business would die down. So yun po.
Okay, sige. So for everybody. Later we will share, and even in the show notes, I will include Ria's details so that you can, if you need her to explain more about the funnels and how it works. Like for me, for example, because I asked Ria to help me build my funnel. Ria can help you. Okay, Justin, what about you? Tell us about your business. What do you do? What are your services?
So, what I do po talaga is I do lead generation for real estate agents, property specialists here in the Philippines. So, what I do is most of the struggles kasi ngayon in real estate are like trying to find leads or qualified leads every single day that they can talk to so they'd be able to close sales. And doon kami nag doon kami pumapasok. Like, we would do the Facebook ads for them so they'd be able to market the project and then they'd get to talk to people, as many as people they would love every single day.
Okay, so lead generation naman, but I think the title is FB ad specialist, correct? Or is it, tama ba? FB ad specialist, yes. So,
Yes.
kasi there's a lot of new titles out there that people like me, my age, our generation probably don't know, like a funnel builder. What is that? Like an FB ad specialist, how is that different from a social media manager? How is a social media manager different from a digital marketer? So there's, a lot. There's a website developer. There's a website designer. Those are two different things. You will think it's the same, but it's not. Even with Facebook ad specialists, there are also, so FB ads is to generate either leads or conversion, correct? So yours is your niche, your particular result for kumbaga is not a conversion but leads. Bahala na si real estate magsara. Tama? Correct.
Yes po, that's good.
Sige. So why do you think, like similar to Ria's question, what is that one thing? Why do you think that this service helps helps the real estate sellers, practitioners, brokers, etc.? What is it about this service that really helps them?
Well, actually before, they won't realize it that much nung siguro wala pang pandemic. But right now, the really, really struggle was getting to connect to people nang hindi nagsasaturate because it's bawal lumabas, bawal mag-ano ng flyers, or bawal, minsan sa booth manning, the current struggle is like, they won't talk to you because they're afraid to talk to strangers because they might be carriers of COVID. So, the beauty of this, of lead generation or Facebook ads talaga, is that you can get to talk to your ideal leads or clients by not going out of your home or just simply parang waiting for them to be interested and talk to you once you publish that ad or you click that button.
Okay. Okay, so you hear that. No need for saturation, because I also teach what do you call this? I also teach a portion of Facebook ads, but mine is really strategy. Like, how do you use, because my main thing is brain science selling. So how do you use brain science concepts and techniques in targeting? In detailed targeting, can be interest, can be a combination of copy and layout. So it's really more like that. Justin's is the technical, what happens behind the scenes. So again, like Ria's, I will share with you their links. Christine, ikaw. Si Christine naman, isa pa to. A lot of people are asking me also for virtual assistant. So tell me about your business.
Actually, Miss Val, aside from working as a virtual assistant, I'm also working as a social media manager and a business. So,
Explain mo ano yung difference.
so medyo madami akong work, pero all of them are part-time jobs. So, pag sinabi kasing virtual assistant, medyo broad siya, Miss Val. Kasi kagaya ni Miss Ria, she focused on one thing. Miss Justine also did the same thing. Pero pag sinabi kasing virtual assistant, medyo malawak siya. So as a virtual assistant, pinsan, I did customer service. I also did lead generation. Course creator, yeah. I'm also doing that. I'm also doing appointment setting. The
Oh,
code
wow. Appointment setting din.
for
Mag-Calendly na lang sila kamo.
Tapos yan, mga layouts, ginagawa ko rin po video editing. So, tapos basic of WordPress, Wix, websites, Squarespace. So, yun yung task ng virtual assistant. So, um, medyo malawak siya in the sense na talagang parang secretary ka ng isang business owner. So, as a virtual assistant, kailangan talaga yung time management kasi we have schedules to follow. Let's say, today kailangan i-follow up customers sa ganitong orders or kailangan yung payment. Tapos naman minsan gagawa rin kami ng Facebook ads. So, kailangan din namin yun. So, alam din namin dapat kung ano yung target market namin sa isang business kasi hindi lang naman si ganito, si ganyan. So, mat in-specify. So, yun yung trabaho ng isang virtual assistant.
Dami. Okay, madami. And ako personally, I know how, I know how important a virtual assistant is because, as a business owner, especially like me as a solopreneur, I can't, I struggle really hard to do everything. So that's why I asked, people, different people with different specialties to address my needs so that I can focus on what I'm really good at. I can focus and monetize really my own genius. And a virtual assistant is very essential. So like with everybody, I will share virtual solutions link later. So just a quick, what do you call this? Just a quick, where can we find you? All of your, if you have a promo, if you have a website, a Facebook, an Instagram, or whatever. And then my last question will be, okay, I forgot to tell you earlier, but my last question would be, what is one advice you can give, okay, to somebody out there thinking of starting a business? Okay, so pag-isipan nyo. But while we're doing that, Justin, can you tell us where we can find you? All your Facebook or email.
So they can add me on Facebook. So basically, like I really mainly use Facebook as a parang way to connect to my clients because mostly they're there. So you can add me Jasteanne Benito. And if you want to contact me on Gmail, you can contact me at justinebenito@gmail.com.
Okay, thank you. Christine, where can we find you?
Napakalat-kalat lang naman ako, Miss Val, sa social media platform. So, they can search Virtual Solutions by Christine sa Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest. Yeah, and I also have my YouTube channel in which people can get the most updated tips and marketing tips.
Okay, thank you. Ria.
Sa akin naman po, they can find me on Facebook. So I'm using my full name there. It's Ria Cruz. And then if they want more information about the services that I'm offering, then they can visit my website. It's www.riacruz.com.
Okay, so you have a website. All right. So the final question, what advice will you give to somebody out there, regardless of age, maybe young, maybe old, who wants to start their own business? Christine.
Have tons of confidence in that person in the mirror. Kasi yung flaws kasi, Miss Val, temporary lang. Lahat tayo may kanya-kanyang flaws. So, we just need to accept that flaws and we don't fixate on that flaws. And one thing that naalala ko dun sa isang mentor or dun sa isang coach na sinabi niya, know your whys. So if you
Mhm.
know your why, bakit ka nag-start with this business? So yung goals mo, may excite yung sarili mo to create what your whys would like.
Mm. Yes.
Positive as always.
Okay, thank you. That's really good. Ria, what is one advice? Somebody out there, thinking, praying, give me a sign. Should I start my own business? What will you say?
For me po, the greatest advice I can give is don't be afraid to start something new. Kasi most of the time, we fear the unknown kasi we are doubtful or scared na what if it doesn't work, what if we fail, ganyan. But let's shift that mindset and say, what if it works?
Hmm?
So what if this is what I'm meant to do or what I should be doing, but I got so afraid that I wasn't able to start. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. It's okay to feel fear, but it shouldn't stop you from actually starting and doing.
Yes.
Ayan, sige. Sabi ko sa inyo guys, marami kayong matutunan sa mga batang ito. Okay, Justin, you.
I'd like to parang like just give comments to Miss Rhea and Christine because I'm really happy that they have this kind of mindset that parang nakaka-shock lang for this very young age. And I wish na some of the new people or like the new generation would appreciate these people more. Kasi like aside from sharing memes, you could be learning so much through this. And ayun, if you as a young person or whether if you're young or old and you want to start with whatever business you will have in mind, just so you know that you have an idea. Every idea is brilliant. And sometimes kasi we just feel like ay, parang hindi ata gaganin kasi everyone's doing it. And, I feel like you have so many reasons in the back of your mind saying that I don't want to start this or maybe I'll just try tomorrow. But for me, if you really want to be successful, don't be scared. Parang gasgas na to eh. Don't be scared of taking risks, but at the end of the day, kasi if you're not going to do anything, then definitely it's not gonna fall off in whatever, like sa langit or what. It's just always taking the first move and consistently doing it until you get it.
Yes. I have to agree about the consistency because, a lot of I know also of some people who started their business pero parang walang nag-like sa post ko, ayoko na lang. O kaya parang, hindi nag-work yung ads ko, wala akong nabenta, parang hindi yata mag-work. And it's very important to keep on doing it, to keep on showing up. And like, like me, for example, what do I really get? I get questions from friends asking me, what do you get out of your change maker show? What do you get out of this podcast? What do you get out of showing up every Wednesday at 10:30 in the morning, interviewing? What do you get out of waking up at 3 in the morning, being interviewing somebody from the other side of the world and showing it to your audience? What do I get out of it? I get a lot of things. Actually, I can name a lot of things, but one thing that is important with that is the consistency. Because if you're not consistent, you're just gonna fall off the cliff. Parang yan madami kayong nagsimula, ilan lang kayong natatapos ng marathon. Or even in the marathon, hindi rin lahat naman sabay-sabay natatapos. You have your own pace. As long as you're consistent, as long as you're really out there, isabay mo na yung kailangan alam mo rin kung ano yung why mo, because that is what will give you strength. That is what will give you courage kasi nakakatakot, even me, for example, and I know a lot of the older entrepreneurs are also scared because they have more things on the line. Maybe family, they're afraid to quit their jobs because how will they feed their family, or scared and embarrassed about what other people will say. So there's a lot of fears happening. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, young ladies, for guesting in my show. This is going to be on this is actually already the second season of Changemakers. And that's it. That's it for everybody. Thank you, and I hope you all have a good day. Thank you.